Hi everyone.
Hi Jyoti.
Hi Jyoti.
I'm sorry, is it only with me that the voice is echoing all along?
Yes, voice is echoing.
It looks fine now.
Yeah, it's okay now. So now maybe we can start.
Sure. Attention please. Good evening everyone.
Good evening, DM Jyoti. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, Jyoti.
I see the energy coming in. I, Jyoti Gupta, the acting Sadirate arm of Weave to Lead Toastmasters Club, welcome you all to our 62nd meeting. And as we begin, I would like to state the mission of any Toastmasters Club that we lead across the globe. And the mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I would like to phrase some conducting rules for all the Toastmasters to make sure that we have a smooth transition of the meeting throughout. First of all, request you all to keep yourself on the video mode because that's the way we all feel engaged in this virtual world. Secondly, I'll request you all to keep yourself on mute until and unless you are presenting yourself on the stage. Thirdly, I'll request you all to put your cell phone on the silent mode, not even on the vibration mode. The reason being, whenever you're presenting on the stage, and if you are on the vibration or on the ringtone mode, the background sound disrupts your performance and it actually disrupts the experience as well that people have while listening to you. With this sweet note, I would like to hand over the stage to our President, Toastmaster Himani Singh. That's the clap we all should have.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti. A very good evening, everyone.
Good
A very
evening.
good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good
A
evening.
very good evening. Good evening.
Very.
I, Himani Singh, President of Weave to Lead Toastmasters Club, warmly welcome you all to 62nd meeting of Weave to Lead Toastmasters Club. To begin with, I would like to proudly announce that we are introducing the Toastmaster of the Month award from this month onwards. Because we believe, apart from recognizing the winners in each meeting, we must also recognize those Toastmasters who are not here just to cut the corners. In fact, following their Toastmaster journey with great enthusiasm and full determination, and putting their constant efforts and contributing to the club. Such Toastmasters become the benchmark and help in keeping the spirits of the club alive. But how do we recognize such gems in our club? Well, we'll be having certain criteria and we will unveil them in an official group in next couple of days. So stay tuned. Now, moving further, today we have an upside agenda because all our budding Toastmasters have shown courage and taken up major roles today. So break a leg Toastmaster Ritesh, our debutant GE, Toastmaster Sujay, our debutant TTM, and Toastmaster Rajesh, our debutant evaluator. And last but not the least, Toastmaster Priyanka, who has started the level 3 of our pathway. So all the very best to all of you. So now it's time to hand over the stage to the T-Mod. Well, he has brought up very relevant theme in today's time, which is about social media control. So in my view, it must be decimated because excess of everything is bad. But let's see what our VPPR Toastmaster Manan has brought in for us. So calling upon stage, Toastmaster Manan.
Well, thank you so much, Toastmaster Himani. And a very good evening for the third time to all the club members, the guests that we have in this meeting. So I hope you all are doing good in this starting of the summer and the first Wednesday of the new financial year. I hope you all are in high spirits and ready to take the challenges what life is throwing at you. So how you all are feeling today? How's the week till now? Anyone can answer. Maybe, yeah, Ritesh.
Yes, just going rough and tough both.
Rough and tough both. Okay, so how you're managing to cope up with this rough and tough time that you're having?
Yes, so recently I've started my swimming classes. So yes, it has been a great motivation to get up early also and managing the rough and tough shift.
Okay, yeah. So I saw that thing on your Instagram status, I guess. So you're like pretty frequent in posting things, what's happening in your life on Instagram and social media, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now so that we are having this conversation, I want to know your views about social media platforms. Like, how do you look at them?
Uh, is me like I can answer?
Yeah, sure, you can answer.
Yes, I mean, recently I have uninstalled my Instagram account like a week ago, I can say, because it has been disturbing a lot in my daily schedule in my office as currently I'm working from home only. So it was a major distraction to the things. So I have uninstalled those things, but yes, somehow it is good, somehow it is bad. It depends on the person to person according to me.
Okay, thank you so much, TM Ritesh, for sharing your views. I want to ask the similar question to TM Pragya. So, what do you think? How do you look at these social media platforms, and what all apps do you use?
Um, Good evening, everyone. Thank you for asking me the question. And I guess recently I deleted my Instagram account on which I was very active. The reason being I was spending too much time on it, and also my energy, like posting everywhere I'm going and letting people know about everything going on in my life, which I think shouldn't be disclosed every time I go. And obviously, what happens with you is something which interests you the most. So I deleted that Instagram only. And other than that, I use Facebook a little. Mostly what I do on Facebook is watch clips of many shows that are airing. And Snapchat is for food pictures, I guess. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much, TM Pragya, for sharing your views. So, if you guys can see, evaluate, or compare both answers of both our esteemed Toastmasters, you can find out certain patterns, right? Both of them deleted their Instagram application from their mobile because it was very time consuming and it was very distracting. Why it is happening and how it is happening, we'll discuss it later in our session today. But before that, to all our guests and to experienced Toastmaster as well, I want to tell you all about the general structure of the meeting. So, a typical Toastmaster meeting is divided into three sections. The first section is the prepared speech section, and as the name suggests, we have two prepared speeches with us today, and they will be delivering their speeches in the prepared speech section. Then we have a very interesting section, which is called the table topic section, which is more of like an impromptu section where you will be tested upon your ability to think on your feet and deliver on the spot at the given amount of time. After that, obviously, everybody needs to know good and bad points about how they did on stage. And this is actually the curiosity in every meeting. Like, how did I do today? Was I better from the previous time, or I'm getting worse, or I'm just being the constant? So for that, we do have a general evaluation section where our general evaluator tells us about the areas of improvement and what did we do good today. So to explain it more better, I would like to request our general evaluator, TM Britesh, to come on the stage and explain what he's going to do and what he's got in store for us. Toastmaster Ritesh.
Yes, thank you, our T-Mod Toastmaster Manan, for calling me on the stage. And so I will be playing the role of general evaluator today, in which I will be evaluating all the respected speakers, evaluators, and other persons in our meeting. So evaluation brings us the areas of improvement where we can improve, where we have done our best. So I will be monitoring on that part. So in this evaluation, we have our very good team. We call it as a tag team, in which the timer, our counter, and grammarian play their role. So I'll call upon our tag team to please elaborate their roles. So I will go first with the timer. Our Veena ma'am, so please introduce yourself. Veena ma'am, are you there? Okay. So in the meantime, we can go for the R counter, um, which is played by our actor. So I'll request you to roll.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritesh. Good evening, everyone. In Toastmasters, a person is not considered a good public speaker only because you can have good usage of the language, only because you have good accent and pronunciation on the stage, and not only because you are always punctual and deliver your content on time. It's also about how fluent you are on the stage. When I say fluency, it means that you are not hesitant to speak yourself out. You are not using too many filler words like so, okay. Plus, you are also not repeating yourself to curb the nervousness. As the account of the day, I'll be keeping a track of all the filler words, pauses, and repetitive words that you use on the screen. And I'll be presenting my report during the general evaluation section so that when you come on the next stage next time, you have a better gist of where you can excel yourself. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Yes. Thank you, our counter Toastmaster Jyoti, for the elaboration of the role. Next, I'll call upon our grammarian Toastmaster Himani to please explain the role. And yes.
Recently, I have gone to a restaurant and ordered dal makhani. When I tasted, it was blank, though it had majority of the ingredients. But what could have been missing? Maybe the basic salt? Yes. Similarly, grammar, pronunciation are the building blocks of any language to communicate your message effectively. So as a grammarian, I'm in charge of noting down any misuse of English language as well as outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. Now it's time to introduce the word of the day and idiom of the day. So let me just share my screen. Let me know when it is visible. Just give a thumbs up. All right. So today's word of the day is decimate. Its meaning is to reduce drastically, especially in number, or to cause great destruction. So for example, budget cuts have decimated public services in small towns. Its synonym is demolish, devastate, pull down, or smash. Antonyms: erect or construct. So whoever will use the synonym and antonym along with the word of the day, so you will get the bonus point from my side. So do remember, word of the day is decimate. Coming to the idiom of the day, it is cutting corners. So what is the meaning? Doing something poorly in order to save time or money. So for example, my mom often had to cut corners when we were kids in order to feed all of us. So idiom of the day is cutting the corners. And I'll present my report when called upon by the general evaluator. So please do use word of the day and idiom of the day. I'll put that in the chat box. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Imani, for beautifully explaining the grammarian role, and I also urge all the people to please use the word of the day, and so thank you all all our all our tag team for introducing, and I will be your help at the end and near the end of the. So back to the team mod. Thank you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator and all the tag team members for introducing their role so nicely. So, as I can see, TM Kshitij and TM Vivek have joined us recently. So, for their information, I want to tell you that we were having discussion about social media platforms and the impact that they have and the metrics that they have created around us. So, I want to ask TM Kshitij, like which social media application that you have used and for how much time today? TM Kshitij, am I audible to you?
Yeah. Hello, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Hello.
so I asked you, we are having discussion about social media platforms and their impact on us. So I want to ask you which social media application that you use today and for how much time?
Acha, you are asking me the social media app which I use mostly.
Yes, yes.
I think the social media app that I use most of the time would be the WhatsApp only. Apart from that, I'm not very active in this social media and like stuff.
Mhm. Okay. So, as we see that social media and using social media platforms has become a norm now, and everybody is kind of posting the best parts of their life on the platform for everyone to see. So now, original intention or thought about of creating these social media platforms, which started off by the Orkut, basically when I was a small kid, when I was in school, used to send scraps over the Orkut. So the main idea was to create a global connectivity so that people who are residing into different parts of the world who are not in the regular or physical contact with you can still be in touch with you. This was considered just the extension of telecommunication, which was once a revolution. But now, over the time, if we see social media objectively from a distance, after switching off our phones, and think about for a moment, we realize that the effect of these social media platforms is something which was not really thought of in the first place. I'm gonna give you one example here that social media platforms fuel the unrealistic comparisons between you and the whole of the world. What I mean by that is, you are at a certain stage in life doing certain things, but different people in different parts of the world are on different stages of their lives and they are doing their own things. But everybody is putting out the best version of themselves on the social media. So now what does it do is that whenever you are feeling low and you see all of these success stories on social media platforms. Like people are winning medals, people are achieving their health goals, people are dressed beautifully, people are on vacation, people are traveling. This kind of creates a very, very, very negative impact in your brain when you start actually comparing, your lives with somebody else's on the social media platform. Has anybody of you have like felt like this before? What I'm talking about? What do you What do you think, TM Rajesh? Have you ever thought about, like, have you ever felt this while scrolling through social media platform, Instagram, for example?
Nowadays, I'm not using social media like Facebook, Instagrams, and I think before lockdown, I used to uh, I used to try Facebook, Instagrams, and I think it is depend on person to person, like they like or not. And I think in 2020, I was thinking that I was wasting too much time in Facebook and Instagram. That's why I deleted my account from them, and maybe I will install in future when my life will become little neutral.
Okay. Thank you so much, TM Rajesh. So this is for the third time that we are hearing today on this platform that uh, social media platforms have made people waste their time a lot. Like, how did they made us, develop this habit of just scrolling through the screen and not doing what we are supposed to do? We'll be discussing more on that in next part of our session. But this is the time for our first section of Toastmasters, which is the prepared speech section. And for the first speaker, before the first speaker comes on stage, I want to call upon the evaluator for the first speaker and tell us about the objectives of the first speaker and what they're going to talk about.
Toastmaster Maran,
Yeah.
I just have a sorry. So we have our timer, Vina ma'am. So I would like to call Vina ma'am so she can introduce me.
Yeah, sure.
Call.
Sure, Daniel.
Hello, am I audible and visible, please?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Good evening to everyone. Today I am going to play the role of a timer. In the capacity of a timer, I'll be noting down the time. I'll be noting down the time taken by all the speakers and all the performers. For the prepared speech section, the speeches are generally of 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll show red card. At 6 minutes, I'll show yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll show green card. And for the table topic speech, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll show green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll show yellow card. And at 2 minutes and onwards, I'll show red card. And the card will remain till you are on the stage. And for evaluation section, for evaluator, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll show yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll show red card. And for other roles also, for the timer report, etc. For the tag team also, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show green card. At 2:30, I'll show yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll show a red card. So please be alert. Try to be within the time. You shouldn't proceed the time or exceed that time. In both the ways, you will not be disqualified. You will not be qualified for the contest. That's all. Over to you, please. Thank you. GE.
Yes. Thank you, Pina ma'am. Thank you. So over to Timur.
Okay. Thank you so much, TM Videsh. So now it is time for the first speech of the day. So before the first speech begins, I want to call upon the first evaluator, TM Rajesh, to tell us about the first speaker of the day and what are his speech objectives.
Uh, Thank you, TMOD Toastmaster Manan, for inviting me. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of this project is for the members to learn and review basic research method and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. So I'm the speech evaluator for Toastmaster Priyanka. She is delivering level 3rd project first speech. Her topic name is building block and the conflict, and the pathway's name is persuasive influence. So um, so um, so cutting corner with time, um, we should so over to you, TMOD, Toastmaster Manan.
I think I want to have a clarity here. I guess TM Rajesh is the evaluator for TM Pragya, right? Not
No,
Priyanka.
Toastmaster Priyanka.
It was Toastmaster Pragya, Toastmaster Rajesh.
Yeah.
I think you did not
Yes.
check Brinda rightly. Um, that's fine. In that case, Toastmaster Arunima, do you also have also have a confusion? Are you sure that you are the evaluator for Toastmaster Pragya, or sorry, Toastmaster Priyanka?
No, I am sure that I'm the evaluator for Toastmaster Priyanka.
Okay. In that case, to curb the confusion, I think Toastmaster Manan, we can first have Toastmaster Arunima and Toastmaster Priyanka on the stage. Meanwhile, Toastmaster Rajesh will be able to read out the objectives for Toastmaster Pragya.
Sure, we can definitely do that. So I would like to request Toastmaster Arunima to please come forward and tell us about the speech objectives of Toastmaster Priyanka's speech. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So, Priyanka is delivering her level 3 project 1 with persuasive influence, and the evaluation, purpose of the speech is for the member to develop or enhance his or her understanding of the steps and strategies to address conflict. The purpose is for member to share some aspect of his or her learning about and or resolving conflict. Timer, please note that the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you,
Oh, okay.
Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, TM Arunima. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first speaker on stage, TM Priyanka, building blocks the conflict, TM Priyanka. Over to you.
Mama, I want to go for studies abroad. Beta, you can pursue your study in India as well. There are a lot of good institute in India. Why not you try for that? But Mama, the value and the level of degree which I will get outside will be superior than Indian degree. Nothing like that, Beta. The quality of Indian education today is much better than abroad. Think twice. But Mama, it's my dream since my childhood to pursue my studies abroad. Won't you allow me to go abroad and study there? Nothing like that, beta. We are providing you all the facilities. Whatever you want, we are providing. So it's up to you. And the conflicts goes on. Finally, my parents were able to convince me to study in India only. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Conflicts are the part and parcel of our day-to-day life. As a child, I never argued with anyone, except when I want to go with my mom outside. As I grew up and the time passed, I started to think wisely. And the number of conflicts raised like a boil in the milk. Conflicts made my life keep going on. As a professional, when I started my first job, I always in the middle of conflict with my seniors, juniors, or even colleagues. I always thought either I am wrong or the person in front is doing incorrectly. But as I look back today, I realize that these conflicts were the building blocks of my professional journey because they give me the perspective to understand others. Whenever I have a problem or a conflict, I went to my senior. And he is the coolest person of our company, Sudeep Kanti Bose. He always resolve our problems very easily. How he resolve our problems, we'll discuss in the speech later on. Conflicts are everywhere around us, at our home, at our workplace, even at kids' school, and most common, it at our society groups. And in this project, I was in pursuit to find out how we can resolve our day-to-day conflicts. And you know what I got? There are 3 important steps through which we can resolve our day-to-day conflicts. First, be an effective mediator. Who can be the mediator? Let's take an example. A mother is cooking food and side by side she is handling 2 kids and trying to stop fighting with each other. Then she is acting as a mediator. We all are mediators in our life. What the worst thing we do, we jump right into the situation when the emotions are very, very high and even all the people are angry around. What I would suggest, instead that fix the time and date different from the date and time of conflict, because at the time negative energies will get diffused and everyone is positive around and the people will listen you and the decision that they will take will be impartial. Coming to the second step of conflict resolution, as a mediator, ask questions. When we ask questions, we are moving towards a collaboration. I doesn't mean here that ask threatening question. I mean here ask neutral questions. I remember once me and my junior were on the different opinion for a particular AS accounting standards related to financials. We went to our senior and he smiled. Then he listened us very carefully. And after that, he has given us 2, 3 options. And you know what? After choosing an option, we were able to resolve our conflict very easily. So whenever you are the mediator, think wisely. And after that, give the person right options to choose. And question should be neutral. The third and final and most crucial step of resolving a conflict is having a mutual agreement. Without any agreement, conflict has no value. In my school days, I was acting as a home minister in 12th standard. So I have a duty to check whether all the classrooms are neat or tidy. Once I entered in a room and it was full of dirt, and I asked the students, why is it so? We started to blame each other. Then I asked them to make an agreement, verbal agreement, not written. We just allotted the duty that who is going to clean the room on which day. And the room I entered, if it's found dirty, then I know who is responsible. And the person also have the sense of responsibility that it's my duty. So having a mutual agreement is very important step of resolving a conflict. Dear Toastmasters and guests, we always in conflict. It's a trap. We cannot get rid of it. But the most important thing is how we resolve it. And you know what? I understand that it helps us to upgrade ourselves. It helps us to make us a better version of ourselves. A famous person said, dialogue is the most effective way of resolving the conflicts. Over to you, TMOD.
A big round of applause for our speaker and presenting us a very, very relevant topic about, conflicts and how they can be the building blocks of what we are doing in life, because, conflicts are the reality and everybody needs to live through it, either personally or professionally. So thank you so much, TM Priyanka, for choosing this topic today. So now coming back to our social media discussion. Okay, so in our discussion so far, we have heard this exact statement from quite a number of Toastmasters that it made us waste a lot of time, right? So that is why a lot of, the aware ones, the woke ones, have taken a step to not waste their time and deleted and deactivated their social media accounts. But the question arises, how did these applications made us waste so much of our time in the first place, right? So if we look at the overall design of these and functionality of these social media platforms, I want to talk a little bit about the human psychology, right? And because their design and functionality is taking a huge advantage of our psychology, and it is actually using it against us. Okay, so every time when we do something good or something that we like, or we do anything, and if we get rewarded for that thing, what it tends to do is it makes us feel happy, and it makes us want to repeat that behavior so that we can be rewarded again and feel the pleasure, right? For example, if you perform good in your exam, right, and your parents promise you to get you a gift, right? So this is like a very common deal in Indian households, that okay, get 80% and I'll give you a watch, or I'll give you a PlayStation. This is like the kind of deal parents have with their children. So you do your best, and when you finally achieve it, you are rewarded, and you look forward for the next reward that you're going to get for your hard work and for your labor. Now, how this behavior or the psychological pattern is utilized by social media platforms. So now they have this thing called the social validation button, which is also called the like, retweet, and share button, as you call it. So what happens that whenever you post something, okay, and you start getting likes on your post, your picture, your thought, your video, your quotation, whatever you post. So whenever you receive likes on your post, whenever you get these likes and retweets and share on your post, this kind of triggers these same centers in your brain, like when you get rewarded for doing something good in real life. This is basically related to the dopamine release, which is the happy hormone, which makes you feel happy about doing good things in life. So this sort of social validation, when you receive on social media platform, it kind of becomes addictive after the point of time. So you post one picture, you got 5 likes. So you want to get 10 likes in the next picture. So you post the next picture or next social update. So you've got 10 likes. Now you want to get the 20 likes. So this kind of creates the loop in your brain that your thoughts and your expression and your life is getting appreciated by a lot of people online. So you want to do it more and more and more and more. And you're also watching other people doing other things in life. So, which is again kind of a loop that you are trapped into. We'll discuss more about this in the next section of our session. But now is the time to call upon the second speaker of the day. And before that, I'm going to call upon the evaluator for that speaker, TM Rajesh, to tell us about the speech objectives of the speaker. So over to you, TM Rajesh.
Thank you, TMOD. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am here to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Pragya. Toastmaster Pragya, she is delivering level first, project second speech. Her topic name is Life Doesn't Easier, You Get Stronger. Timer, please note that time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. I will give my evaluation near the end of your speech. So over to you, TMOD Manan, and best wishes for you, Toastmaster Pragya, TM Pragya.
Thank you so much, TM Rajesh. So I want to request the second speaker, TM Pragya, to come on stage. And the topic of her speech is life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. Like TM Pragya, life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. Life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. TM Pragya, all the best and rock the show. Over to you.
IIT Bombay 2017 to 2021 batch. That was the dream of a 15 years old me. How I couldn't turn this dream into reality is the story I'm going to share with you all. Good evening, Toastmasters. I, Pragya Kothari, I'm going to deliver my level 1 project to speech today. Excellent in academics, I chose maths and science stream to pursue engineering further after 10th. And also, I decided to change my school. But why? I was continuously tormented and suppressed by my matchmates. And this was one of the ways I could avoid their regressive behavior. Little did I know that I had already grown apprehensive of the people around me. People would shout at me, and all I could do was think of the situation many folds and try responding to it through self talk. I could barely take my own stand publicly. All this was deteriorating my mental health, but graciously it got ignored. I started my JE preparations with sheer dedication and positive attitude. I tried my best following all that was taught in coaching. Also, I cut corners on my social life, yet I gradually underperformed and my grades hit rock bottom. Test by test, I became unambitious. Later in my 12th board, I passed my exams with passing marks. Still, somewhere deep down, I wanted to pursue my dream. Hence, I decided to make another effort at 12th and JEE. By this time, I had realized that I had to avoid toxic people around me. So, I decided to stay back home and prepare through an edtech. Isolating myself hit me hard. I couldn't think of anything but the demeaning comments others had passed at me. I overthought every situation. As I couldn't get all that out of my head, I tried various ways to help myself. I started writing a diary, read self help books, brought out my agitation by writing notes on paper and burning them down to the ground. But nothing helped. Now I had reached the stage where I couldn't control my self talk no matter where I was. My sister noticed it, told my parents about it, and we consulted a psychiatrist. I was diagnosed with psychosis and clinical depression. I was devastated. But first, what does psychosis mean? Biologically speaking, it is a mental condition where a person can't differentiate between reality and imagination. Suddenly, my life had changed. It was too much for me to absorb. I couldn't understand what was going on with me. I decided to stop taking professional help and convinced my parents that I would do vigorous exercises, meditation, and yoga, and they were really supportive. mm, But things didn't work out as planned. I slept sleepless nights. I spent sleepless nights, couldn't focus on studies, and now I couldn't even realize if anybody around me was trying to make a conversation with me. I hallucinated 24/7. Somehow I managed to pass my board exams again. Few months later, I got a panic attack and was admitted to the hospital for a few days. I was under medication where I took admission in SKIT Jaipur. This was a decision taken willingly, to so no need to panic. I stayed away from my family only for the sake of better education. After a few months, where my NSEM were approaching, I underwent an appendix operation and couldn't appear for my exams. I stayed home with my parents. They noticed my mental imbalance. They decided to get proper treatment and we consulted a doctor. This was around December 2018. By this time, I had started to believe more in my hallucination rather than reality. I stopped believing that my mother was actually my mother and someone who wished to harm me. Sounds filmy, right? But that was by dreadlock. Right after the first lockdown, my problems decimated. It took me 2 years to realize that what was around me was the reality rather than what was in my mind. In these 2 years, I filled out, had extreme mood swings, and couldn't study a word. But no matter what I was going through, I was determined to pursue engineering. Took admission in a college in my hometown. Though I'm still under medication, I am in a better situation. I ride my scooty 16 kilometers daily alone to reach my college, play sports there, and attend classes with my friends. And in my pre final year, I'm preparing for my placements. Now, how was that story for a change? Not a typical one we hear every day, I guess. I learned that by living each experience of your life, good or bad, you only grow stronger. It's not always about achieving, it's about staying optimistic in all circumstances. Moreover, failures are better teachers. Getting disheartened for a while is natural, but the long term memory of every instance should be a lesson. Remember, the sun rises above the horizon daily, and so will you. It's only a matter of perspective and strong will, as so it is in my case. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
What a wonderful speech, TM Pragya. And I must say, this is like one of the most inspiring speeches that I've heard till now on this platform. I mean, we all think that our life is tough until unless we see other people struggling and coming out as the better and braver version of themselves and taking life with its horns and just doing so fantastic. So it was very, very inspiring, PM Pragya, for knowing this chapter about your life and how you've conquered it. So big congratulations from my end. And
Thank you so much.
nice. Okay. So now we were discussing about how do social media platforms make us waste our time a lot, right? So we have discussed one aspect of it, that they play around with our psychology and the reward system of our brain, and they make us do things, repetitively, right? So we were talking about, the likes, share, and retweets. We feel happy about when, our tweet is getting retweeted like 1,000 times, and we feel happy, and we want to write and do the similar things. They also do this thing that, they do not show you, they play around with the notifications that you see on your phones. Okay, so how do they do that? Sometimes what they do is they instantly send you the notification whenever somebody has liked your a picture, or somebody has retweeted your tweet. So you kind of feel happy, like I have posted instantly, and somebody has actually liked it. So you want to click on that notification and see okay, what you have like who has liked your picture. Sometimes what they do is, this is how their algorithm is designed. Sometimes what they do is they hold back your notifications before showing it to you. So what happens that next time that you have posted your picture, it is actually triggering your head that I have posted this picture, or I have written this thing on social media, but why hasn't it got any likes or any comments or any share? So you are actually going back to your picture, refreshing your page again and again, just to see, okay, what's the reaction of people on your account. But you're not getting that. And what they do is they release those notifications after a point of time, maybe after 1 hour or 2 hours, then you have visited your page for huge amount of time, and then they show it, and then you want to do it again just to see, okay, has my likes increased from 5 to 10 or 10 to 20. So this is the kind of loop that they create just to make you visit their application and their page again and again and again. So it is actually more of like a behavior development and behavior modification that they do through their algorithm. Another thing that that the people do is that whenever you like or post something, or whenever you share something, so it kind of generates a certain amount of data for your profile, right? So for example, you have somebody posted Arijit Singh's song, and you have hit a like button. So this kind of creates a data in their database that you like Arijit Singh's songs. So what they do is, this is how their algorithm comes into play. Whenever you refresh your page, they'll show you more of Arijit Singh's songs, right? So they actually track your interest based on your activity on their platform, and they keep showing you similar videos, and you just keep on scrolling, and because you really like that particular artist or that particular topic, and you have genuine interest about that, you just don't realize that you have actually spent 2 hours on your mobile and without doing anything else. So by the time you realize that, your time is gone and you have wasted 2 hours of your life just scrolling on your screen. More on that, I hope you all can relate to the discussion that we are having today. And have you guys experienced this thing?
Yes, sure. Like I'm currently relating all the things which you have been discussed. So I can say that they play a lot of the social media play a lot of things through our minds, through the psychological part. So we need to take care of that in our life and act accordingly. Like it's not bad also, it's not good also if we use in a minimal way. So yes.
True. Very true, TM Ritesh. So I guess we can move, before we move to the next section, okay, why don't we take a group photograph for today? So I would request everybody to please come on their videos so that we can click a very nice group photograph for today's meeting.
For that, I request Toastmaster Ritesh.
Yes.
Today I have some bandwidth issues. I cannot see the videos today.
Yes. I'm okay. I'll take the group picture. So request everyone to please come out on the cameras. So I guess Vivek request you to please come on the camera. Our evaluator Arunima. Okay, so we can make any pose which we like. So yes, we like TM Manans we can make. Yeah. Yes. Thank you everyone. It was a great picture.
Thank you so much, TM Vitesh. So, also, I would want to request Tech Master to can we launch the polls for best speaker if they're ready?
Yes, the polls are ready. I'll launch.
Thank you so much. I hope everybody has voted for the speaker who they see performed best among the two speakers that we had today. So now we were discussing about the metrics or the Maya Jal, as we call it in Hindi, how social media platforms capture our head. So we'll take a break from that discussion for a moment and barge into a very interesting section of the day, which is one of my personal favorites because it really challenges me as a speaker. So I would definitely request people who do not have a role today to participate in it, and also our guest Vivek to be part of it because that's going to be really interesting. So our next section of the day is going to be the table topic section, and this time we have a very interesting person who is gonna debut as the table topic master of our club. So all the best to TM Sujoy. The stage is all yours. Just make the show more rocking. Over to you, TM Sujoy.
So again, thank you, thank you very much, Toastmaster Manan, and always a pleasure to hold a session with this amazing crowd. And I'll be holding the and so good evening, fellow Toastmasters and also dear guests. I'm the table topic master of the day, and I'll be holding us. I'll be holding in a session where I'll be sharing some topics, and each speaker they have to speak for uh, about 2 minutes, and to show how it is being like and like it's a totally like unprepared speech, and it's in the form of an like extempore to show like how it is being done. I'd request an experienced Toastmaster to please come on board. Is I just saw the Toastmaster Kshitij. Is he here? No, he's not here. Or else, Jyoti, would you like to? I mean, no, no, I think you're the counter. Or this Priyanka, are you here?
Do we have any Toastmaster who doesn't have a role today before we invite? And
Yeah,
Toastmaster
that's what I was.
was a speaker Toastmaster Sujay.
Okay, fine. She can't take.
Yeah.
Maybe Ritesh, you can take a role.
I will request you to invite any auxiliary role player because
Auxiliary, okay. The Veena ji. So is she available? No. Toastmaster Manan, would you like to take her as first speaker?
I think I would request either our counter or Gamarian to take up this opportunity because I'm talking a lot today. So
Okay, fine.
I'll pass on the baton to
Yeah, the
either
Toastmaster.
Gamarian.
Yeah, the Toastmaster. Yeah.
I can take the role.
Himani. Yeah. So Toastmaster Himani, your first. The topic is social media. Is social media an addiction? Toastmaster
Social media.
Rohini, yeah. Social media and addiction.
Well, excess of everything is bad, and so is social media. If you're addicted to a tea, it is also a bad thing. If you're addicted to a green tea, though it is considered as very good, it is bad if you consume it on excessively basis. Similarly, the social media. I still remember in 2018, I joined the social media. And when I joined this particular platform, I was mesmerized. I met so many friends and I started investing my time completely on the social media, around 5 to 6 hours. And whenever I used to post any good post, any picture of mine, and if I didn't get any like, I used to discourage myself that why I'm not getting likes. And it happened. And I very much resonate with what Toastmaster Manan has said to us. It actually it deteriorates your it deteriorates your work life balance. You get disheartened, and same happened with me too. So in that early phase, yes, I was very addicted to the social media, and it happened since last 2 years. But now when I feel now I'm good, and I make sure that I would not be using the social media, and I refrain using all the posts and all the likes. I do not do all these stuffs. I use it for a good purpose. I follow some of the good influencers, and I do not invest time. In fact, I invest time in myself, in becoming the better version of myself. That's why I have joined Toastmasters, and I usually mentor many people as well in my professional life. So I invest time in these areas. So yes, social media is addiction if you use it excessively. It is good if you don't. Thank you.
It was an excellent speech, Toastmaster Himani. Awesome and absolutely, and I absolutely agree with it. Now, can we invite a guest Vivek Napal? And are you there, sir? Vivek Napal or any other guest is there? Yeah, I think he's there.
Yes. Good evening. Am I
Yeah,
audible?
hi, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You are. Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible. Clear.
Okay.
Crystal.
Could you please give me the topic?
Yes, sir. Please. I will. In a second. Okay. So your topic is social media improving our freedom of speech, or is it decimating our freedom of speech?
Pardon?
And is
Could you please
social
repeat
media
the topic?
is social media and improving and is social media and improving and a freedom of speech, or is it decimating it?
Guest Vivek, so his topic is social media. Is it improving the freedom of speech or decimating the freedom of speech? Is the topic correct, Toastmaster
Yes,
Sujay?
absolutely.
Okay. Thanks, please, for giving me the opportunity of sharing my views on the topic social media, what it should be, whether it is the medium for the freedom of speech, or it can be something which is coming in the way of the freedom of speech. Like like the previous speaker before me has put up that excess of everything is bad. So I will reiterate my views also in the similar direction, that if used judiciously, social media will can be a medium for the freedom of speech, and it is only through social media that today I'm being able to catch up with everybody here in the Toastmasters Club, in spite of the fact that though we are not meeting physically, but through social media, I'm able to express my views, express my ideas with everybody in the this Weave to Lead Toastmasters Club. It's like using this social media platform in a constructive, judicious manner. It's a perfect example of that thing. Another thing, if I'm not using it rightly, then it may create a atmosphere of hate speech, like we are seeing in the present day around some elements, anti-social elements, creating a kind of atmosphere in which certain kind of feelings are created in the minds of the other people through undesirable messages, like creating a kind of atmosphere in which certain kind of feelings are modified for against a certain group of people. That is a kind of that is an example of where we are using this social media as a platform for decimating the freedom of speech. These are the only things which are occurring to my mind as an extrovert. Thank you very much.
Yes, like I fully agree with you. Truly agree. Everything, if we use in excess, it is always dangerous, and everything like uh, we must use it like in control. So like the next topic. Do we have any volunteers, or I'll pick up any? Yeah, Toastmaster Veena ji, please.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Your topic is, should children be be, uh, be, be permitted to to, to access social media?
Thank you. Am I audible? I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
I am okay. Should children have the
Yeah.
access to social media? This is your topic.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
It's a very relevant topic also. Although I am in favor of children having access to social media because here they get a lot of exposure, a lot of reviews also. People give their comments and they get a chance to speak, to talk to different people and express themselves. But still, seeing the present conditions, I am not much in favor of it because some people misuse this thing. They misuse the performance of the children, and they can use it anywhere in a negative way. So from that point of view, I am a bit scared also, but still we can't stop it. We should be careful if the security measures are taken properly while displaying their performance on social media. Then we should allow them to perform on social media and be interactive. But security is must, and that is the responsibility of the person, of the elders, who give them a chance to interact on social media. So these are my views. Although I forgot to start my time. So uh, according to me, the children should be allowed, but taking care that their performance is not taken for some negative by negative people, and it's not misused, and they are not harmed at all. So if we can bear this responsibility, only then we should allow them. Otherwise, we should stop them from coming forward. Thank you.
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent speech. I perfectly agree with the take on it. And of course, if we, and as long as like social media does not control us. Rather, we controlling social media, like it's always better. So for the next topic, do we have any time, or a tech master?
Yes, you can call.
Yeah. So any volunteers or the next topic?
Can I participate?
Yes, please. We're waiting for you.
Yes.
We're waiting for you. That's fine. And so, Toastmaster Jyoti, so can the news on the social media be trusted?
Very good.
So Toastmaster Jyoti, can the news on the social media be trusted? I'm so sorry.
No worries. Thank you so much, Toastmasters Sujay. Good evening, everyone. The other day, I was just scrolling through my social media platform and I saw that the comedian Bharti Singh was blessed with a baby girl. And after a few days, I again was scrolling through the social media and I saw that Toastmaster Bharti Singh was blessed with a baby boy. Now, it might be a kind of slip of my understanding as well, that because there is another person, Gurpreet, and his wife were also blessed with a baby girl. So it might be a confusion on my end, but do I really need such sort of information in my life?
Right.
People who have certain sort of life that they're leading on their end, whether they are blessed with a baby girl or a baby boy, whether they are wearing the Sabya Sachi lehenga on their wedding or the normal one, or whether they have any sort of personal life problems with their husband or maybe with somebody else, do I really need to see all this? Especially in an era wherein every second day something new is coming up. And to just advance on the point that Toastmaster Sujay mentioned, the other day I was on YouTube and I suddenly started watching a video wherein it said the particular actor, I'm sorry, I can't recollect the name, was no more. That was equally shocking. I opened it instantly and I wanted to watch who was it. It was about Govinda. And while that headline it was just to gain some attention. If you ask me as an individual, I feel that any social media channel, even nowadays, the news reports, newspapers have also become another sort of social media platform wherein they attract audience, are not that much trustworthy until and unless the news is unanimous on all platforms. For example, if we talk about the demise of any famous personality or the election results that are forecasting on the TV channel, in that case, it can be considered that these people are actually currently pretty much in the limelight. This is the right sort of news that we require. And in that case, such news can be trusted as well. But on the contrary, if you suddenly come across a news that you haven't heard from any other channel, it is not considered unanimous, try to decimate it. Because these days, social media channels are trying to cut corners to have more revenues on their end, while losses on our end, because people like us who were stuck in the pandemic are also stuck in this virtual world of FOMO, fear of missing out. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster Sujay.
Excellent speech. Excellent speech as always, Toastmaster Jyoti. It's always a pleasure to hear your take on subjects. Do we have any more time, Take Master?
We can take one more topic because we usually have
yes.
Only
one more topic. Anybody? Any guests there? Or...
Yes, I would like to participate.
Yeah, Pragya. Yeah, Pragya. So Toastmaster Pragya, is social media making us more or less social?
Very good.
Thank you. Social media making us more or less social.
Yes.
Whenever I open my Instagram, I see people's story which has thank you, like 32 times thank you for their birthday wishes. What are those people doing or contributing on in their life, or maybe wishing them on their birthdays? They don't even manage to take out time to call them or wish them properly. What the trend is that people would post a story of you writing happy birthday, and you would post a story writing thank you. Now, is it what life is for? Is it how we are going to be connecting with people? We all know that birthdays or events are for people to celebrate. It is not for showing off that we are celebrating. But social media has made us less social and more pompous. We People are cutting corners to wishing all the time through the story, and all this while what we are lacking is our communication. Actually trying to make a communication with another person makes them feel better, and on the other hand, we as humans, what we are contributing in their life matters. But what matters for today's generation is all Instagram stories, WhatsApp status, and Facebook posts. I guess all this is not helping us connect really, and trying to make a just a show of what we are not actually doing. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master.
Excellent speech, the Toastmaster Pragya. I also agree with it. I mean, it has actually controlled or curtailed our like our relations. And I myself have forgotten how to actually act, to write a letter. My handwriting it has become really bad after like I'm addicted into social media. Like it's all the time typing with the fingers. So I'm sorry, and I think or like it's with everybody too. I forgot how to act, how to write letters to our loved ones. So I think that is brings the end of the topic and of the table topic session, and I would hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day, the Toastmaster Manan. Yeah, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, TTM Sujoy, for this fantastic table topic section. I would say you didn't cut the corners because you actually made some efforts to bring out the relevant topics which resonated with today's theme. And we actually got to hear different point of views about social media from the fantastic club members that we have today. So thank you so much, and thank you for the great session. So now we are almost at the end of the teamwork session. So I want to ask one question from TM Jyoti. Okay. So TM Jyoti, the social media platforms are free, right? We don't pay anything to use these social media platforms. Uh, why do you think these platforms and these services are provided us at no cost?
Because in the background, they are making money. This is what I understand. Any number of clicks or views that you have on a particular post, even for YouTube as well, I think people gain a lot of money. So despite it is free for us as the user, as the consumer, it's actually bringing a lot of money for the people who are creating that content. Is that right?
Okay, yeah, I definitely agree with. Yeah, I definitely agree with what you've said. But we are, as consumers, paying a heavier cost than this because the cost of the social media platforms is our attention span. Because those 2 hours that we could have used to do something else, we have actually come to those platforms and spend it without doing anything, just lying on our couch and on our beds, on our chair, or wherever in our car, in airplanes, in metros, while working as well, right? We also take out time from our actual paid working hours to scroll through social media platforms. So it costs us our productivity and our attention span. Also, it delivers you, it makes you to scroll and get glued to the screen. So this is their real business model. They want to do something, do whatever, just to make you glued to the screens so that they can also present you the targeted ads that they have created. With that thought, I guess the poll for table topic speaker is on screen. So I would request everybody to please vote for the speaker that you think has performed brilliantly in that session. So now, I think we have covered a lot of
Just wanted to
things
check,
about.
Toastmaster Manan.
So,
Just wanted to check all of you. Is the poll, can you can see in your screen is correct for best table topic speaker?
No.
It's incorrect, right? Okay. I'll relaunch. Okay.
I'm not sure, but I was able to see the correct poll. So can we
Yes.
have a raise of hand?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
me
I
too.
too was able to see it and I have already submitted it.
Can we have a raise of hands who did not have the right poll? In that case, please feel free to drop a message to Toastmaster Ritesh, right? Or
Yeah.
yes, to Toastmaster Ritesh with your vote. In case the right poll was not available on your screen.
I had submitted it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Reena. Toastmaster Manan, over to you.
Thank you so much, everybody. We have discussed a lot about how the social media algorithm works, how they have designed it, how they compel us to use more and more social media platforms, and the cost that we are paying for that. So actually, this reminds me of a quote that I read somewhere, and it applies not just to social media platforms, but also to the other things. It is something like this: if you are not paying for the product, this means you are the product, right? So if you are using anything for free, this means that application or that something is extracting your data or your information or something from you that you're not realizing at the moment. But there is definitely a cost to pay to use everything in this world. So now, just to summarize my session, how can we get out of this habit or this loop of social media addiction, and how we can get ourselves, as they call it, out of the matrix? So now, one thing that I totally started doing is that I have installed like one of the application which actually tells me the data of the amount of application or amount that I've spent on different applications. So this is a very, very good tool just to keep a tab on your habits, that you have spent 1 hour on Instagram, 5 hours on WhatsApp, 2 hours on Twitter, 1 hour on that, 1 hour on that, 1 hour on that, so that you have the clear realization that this is the amount of time that I have actually wasted just scrolling through the different feeds and feeding my brain with the information that I actually not gonna use directly in my life. So this is one of the things. Second thing could be the notification blocker, right? So turn off your notifications for a certain amount of time, especially when you are doing some work which requires you to pay full attention, right? So turn off your notification, put your phone on silent, just create that Zen mode for yourself so that no pop-up, no likes, dislikes, share can actually distract you from the work that you're doing. If possible, try to put your phone away, like when you decide to get into your bedroom and want to have a good sleep. Third thing would be, just rather than just interacting with your friends on social media platforms and tagging them in images and sending them DMs and sharing their posts, just try to pick up the call and have a real chat. And if both of you are available, just go out and have a lunch or a dinner together. So this way, I think you will be able to cut down on your social media consumption, and you'll be able to do much better in life and accomplish things a lot than you're doing currently right now. So this brings to the end of my session. So now I want to call upon the general evaluator TM Ritesh to please take the meeting forward and tell us about how well and not so well we did today. So over to you, general evaluator Ritesh.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Manan, for calling me on this stage. And yes, it was a great session with you, and you have highlighted many good points, and I hope we all follow and make a note of all the points. So I'll begin my evaluation with our first evaluator, Toastmaster Arunima, for the evaluation of our speaker, Toastmaster Priyanka. So, Toastmaster Arunima.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritesh. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will be evaluating Toastmaster Priyanka. Priyanka, first of all, kudos to you. You did a great job. While you started the speech with a role play which catch the eye of the audience, and how you enacted you and your mother, and showed us that how the conflicts come in daily life and at each and every place. That was great. Also, the use of hand gestures were quite good. You seemed pretty confident on the stage. It did not look like that you had any conflict while delivering the speech, which was one thing that I would learn from you. Also, Priyanka, I really like how you gave us the examples of resolving the conflict. You not only told that conflict comes, but you also gave the appropriate examples, like how we can resolve the conflict that happens in our daily to daily life. Also, I like that while you were on the stage, the appropriate amount of pauses that you used as a speaker, which is very necessary for the audience to grab the attention and to understand. If you do not take pauses, then it gets difficult for audience to understand and grab what you are saying, but you have a very good command over the pauses, and taking them at the appropriate time makes the speech more beautiful and it's easy to understand. That is one thing that I would say that you did great. Coming on to recommendations, Priyanka, I would say that while you were enacting the role play, there was no eye contact with the audience. Maybe you can try to like maintain some eye contact while you are switching. That is one thing. And also, when you started the story with the conflict about your mother and you did not tell us that how it resolved. You only said that your parents convinced you, but how? Maybe if you could have shared little bit about that, it would have helped audience to like understand, because you started from you and your mother conflict and then you moved on to your corporate life and everything, and how at the workplace it has helped you to resolve conflict. That is one thing. Also, while you were enacting the role play, maybe there could be a little more voice modulation between your tone and your mother's tone. That looked kind of similar to me. Maybe it could have been a little bit heavy when you were talking as your mother. That is one thing. Apart from that, it was a great speech. You did a great job. Looking forward to more speeches. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Arunima, for the evaluation. Now, I'd like to call upon our second evaluator of our meeting, Toastmaster Rajesh, for the evaluation of Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for calling me again. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So, like, if there is a will, there is a way. That's what I felt in in Toastmaster Pragya speech. Congratulations to you, Toastmaster Pragya. You have completed your project. And coming to commendation part, the things which I really liked in your speech, that you were confident while giving speech, and you have spoken by your heart, and your voice quality was also very good. Like, we were able to listen you very clearly, and your storyline was also very good. And like you, as you have said that you love to study mathematics and science, and you love to read book, and you do like you did exercises and yoga. And like, coming to recommendation parts, like if you move your hands, like it will look more good. Like, after that, like, listener can able to feel you more. So like and again, coming to commendation part, your voice quality was very good. You were confident, like you were not hesitating, uh, uh, or what people were thinking. You told good and bad experience from your life. So overall, like I loved your speech, the way you expressed yourself and your speech. That was so awesome. And thank you for giving me opportunity to evaluate your speech, and best wishes for your future speech. So over to you, General Evaluator.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh, for the evaluation of the speaker, Toastmaster Pragya. Now, I'd like to request the tech master to please launch the poll for the best evaluator. So we have the polls on our screen. Please. Yes. So thank you. Now, I would like to evaluate our the first evaluator, Toastmaster Arunima. You have started with a good highlighting all the good points of the speaker, and you have highlighted all what you like the most, like grabbing the attention of the speakers and the hand gestures, and you also followed the recommendation part and recommended good things, like not having the eye contact, and the voice modulation can be much more effective. So altogether, you have a good evaluation of the speech. And one recommendation I like to say, like you can suggest many variations in the speeches, or any other special things which the speaker can try. So next, the second evaluator, Toastmaster Rajesh, you have done a good, you have played a good role for the first time, and you have a good opening with the proverb, and what you understand of the speech, and you have also highlighted the good points of the speaker, and of the speaker. And one point I can recommend on this evaluation part, like you can recommend to be a voice modulation, and you can highlight more topics to the speaker. So next we have the table topics speaker. All the speaker have all the table topic speaker have played an excellent role in today's meeting. They have an excellent content and all the delivery. So I'll start with Toastmaster Himani. She has played very confidently on the topics, and highlighted the usage of social media. Next, we have our guest Vivek. He has very confidently speak for the first time in our meeting, and give justice to the topic for expressing the ideas, not only highlighting the bad point of the social media, also highlighted the good points we can take from the social media part. So keep participating, Vivek. Next, we have Toastmaster Veena ma'am. She has also participated very well in the Toastmaster meeting. Give the right thing in the whether the children are allowed to speak, whether the children are allowed to for the social media or not, and with proper measures we can provide the children with the social media. Next, we have Toastmaster Jyoti, which she has highlighted a very good point about the news part, how we have to take the news from the social media, what is important to us, what is not important to us. We have to decide and make the decisions accordingly. Next, we have Toastmaster Pragya as a table topic speaker. She has also taken a good take on social media, and highlighted the I'm forgetting the topic actually. So, but yeah, she has very confidently spoken about the table topic. So I'll start with the meeting. We have a good opening of the meeting, and the teamwork session, which is done by Toastmaster Manan, has bring us a great highlights about the media, and what are the things behind the social media is been working, like playing with the psychology and grabbing the attention of the users, and especially I like the point how they are free to us, but yes, they are making money behind. And the proverb which you said that if we are not the product, then they are the product. So I like that part. And you also recommended good points at the end of your meeting, at the end of your session, which I think we all must follow in order to protect and play safe around the social media. Next, we have Toastmaster table topic Toastmaster, Toastmaster Sujoy. You have played the Toastmaster table topic master as a first time, and you have nailed the role. You have very excellently chosen the topics, and giving the feedback to all the table topic speaker. So keep taking up the roles like this, and yes, you will be 100% give your 100%. So altogether, next I'd like to call our tag team, Toastmaster Veena Bansal ma'am, for the timer report. So over to you, Toastmaster Veena ma'am. Do we have yeah, yes.
Okay. Actually, wanted to start the timer also. So I would like to give a report of the time that has been taken so far. Our first speaker, Priyanka, she took 7 minutes and 9 seconds, and Pragya took 6 minutes and 33 seconds. And for table topic speeches, Pragya took 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Himani took 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Vivek took 2 minutes and 7 seconds. For myself, I couldn't note the time. Jyoti took 2 minutes and 39 seconds. And for evaluator, Arunima took 2 minutes and 3 seconds. And Rajesh took 2 minutes and 1 second. And GE took around 5 minutes. That's all for my side. So everybody was within the limits. So that's all. I'm happy that all took precautions. They were alert about the time. That's why none was disqualified on the basis of the time, as far as I think. Thank you. Over to GE Ritesh.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Veena ma'am. Veena ma'am, like to say like we are not able to see the cards. So is it like the technical glitch from your end, or?
Technical glitch it is. Actually, I couldn't show it all the I couldn't share it somehow. By and by I'm learning. I'll be learning from you people only. So next time I'll be
Yes.
doing better. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm sorry for that.
No issues. Just want to confirm. Yeah. Thank you, our timer, Toastmaster Veena ma'am, for the elaborated report. Next, I'd like to call our counter, Toastmaster, to please have the report counter.
Sorry.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritesh. Good evening again. First of all, sincere apology that I do not have a visual screen share to have on the screen to make all of you aware of what are filler words we use today, but I have a very detailed report. I'll begin with it quickly. First of all, if I have to particularly talk about the kind of filler words that people usually used over here was, I will first come to Toastmaster Ritesh. His favorite filler word to start any sentence is yes. He also has been repeating sentences in the middle to curb the nervousness. And yes, another word that he used was a few times. Toastmaster Arunima, she was fluent throughout, but she had few pauses, nervous pauses that could be seen on the screen. And she used the word like and everything once each to curb that filler word on the screen. Toastmaster Manan, as the Toastmaster of the day, used few filler words on and off. They were and, so, and few times the sentences were repetitive, but the sequence and the occurrence was not very frequent. Toastmaster Rajesh, the usual filler words that you used on the screen were that is some kind of pauses, plus Toastmaster Rajesh used the word so to begin his sentences few times. Lastly, Toastmaster Veena used the word few times during her presentation. Now, to conclude my report, I have divided everyone into 3 sections. Green zone, people who were fluent throughout. Yellow zone, wherein people used few filler words, but they were not that awkward. And red zone, wherein people used filler words on and off, and that kind of disrupted their performance as well. When I say about filler words, I must commend upon Toastmaster Priyanka and Toastmaster Pragya for being fluent throughout their speech. Next, we had Toastmaster Himani and Toastmaster Arunima, who also did not use any filler words consciously. In the yellow zone, I found our guest Vivek, who was using a little pauses at times to curb the nervousness. Our yellow zone speaker was Toastmaster Pragya as the table topic speaker. Toastmaster Manan, because he was fluent throughout and had only few filler words, comes into the yellow mode. Toastmaster Veena, again, for few filler words like and Toastmaster Ritesh during his presentation overall. in the red zone, I would again say it was Toastmaster Ritesh during the introduction of General Evaluator, plus when he started his General Evaluator section. During these two sections, he was in red. Toastmaster Rajesh also, during the beginning of his evaluation introduction, he was in the red zone. I would also like to call out few people, Toastmaster Sujay, who was in the yellow zone despite he was taking a lot of pauses, because those pauses are not conscious, they are more of the slip of the tongue that come across. This is all from me, and thank you, and over to the Toastmaster, Ritesh.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti, for such a descriptive report, and I hope we all must curb, or we can say decimate the usage of our counter words. So next, I'll like to call upon our grammarian Toastmaster Himani to please come up with the grammar report. Over to you, Toastmaster Himani.
Okay, I'll start the report with sharing my screen. Let me know once it is visible. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll start with the number of times word of the or idiom of the day used. So we have string of people who have used word and idiom of the day. So thank you for that. Rajesh, Toastmaster Himani, Pragya, Sujay, Vivek, Jyoti, Manan, and Ritesh. Well, but out of all these people, Toastmaster Pragya is the star because she has used the antonym and idiom twice. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Pragya. Now, moving to good usage of words. So we have speak, TMOD, resonate, accomplish. Then speaker 1, diffuse, rewarded, building blocks, upgrade. Speaker 2, tormented, little did I know, manifold, deteriorating, sheer, hallucinate. Sun rises above the horizon daily, and so is your perspective, which is a very good saying. Table topic speaker 1, excess of everything is bad. Table topic speaker 2, judiciously, antisocial elements. Table topic speaker 4, fear of missing out. Evaluator 2 has given the saying, where there's a will, there's a way. General evaluator nailed the outstanding usage. It is. Now we come to pronunciation errors. So the incorrect pronunciation of decision is decision. So somebody has spoken decision. So it should have been decision. Remember. It's not remember, it's remember. Now come to heart. It's heart, it's not hurt. Voice. It's not voice, it's voice. Voice modulation. Somebody has spoken about a person have. So whenever the subject is singular, with singular subject, the verb will come always a singular one, has, not have. That was so awesome. That was so awesome. Speaken, it's not speaken, spoken. Third verb. Has, bring. So with has or have, every time the third form of verb will come, which is brought, has brought. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, our grammarian Toastmaster Himani, for the grammarian report, and I hope we all make a note of the good usage and the bad usage of the words, and we can use the word of the day and idioms of the day in our daily life, and we can remember that. So at the end, I'd like to yes, so we have the best auxiliary role pair poll at our screen. So please go ahead and vote for the best. Yes, so thank you. At the end, I'd like to just say a few words over our today's session. Like if we are using a lot of social media in our life. We need to decimate that and bring it to the and better usage, and not having much time on that, just focusing on the important things and move ahead without wasting much time. So over to the president of our club, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritesh, for being the debutant GE. Can we have a big round of applause for him?
Yes, and of course for Toastmaster Sujaya, Toastmaster Ajay.
Yes,
And
yes.
do we have more debutant role players?
We have more debutant. We have Rajesh, we have Sujay, we have Ritesh. Have I left anyone?
No.
I don't think. Okay, so before moving further, can we have the launch? Can we have the polls for best role player as well? Today I have some bandwidth issues, so I cannot see the screens.
Toastmaster Himani, the poll has been completed.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so now moving further, we have the feedback session from the guests now. Do we have any guests here? Galaxy J7. Hi, could you please unmute yourself? We don't have. Do we have Toastmaster Pragya?
Yes.
Hi, Toastmaster Pragya. How did you find the meeting? You can tell us your feedback.
The meeting was very smooth. I liked how the Toastmaster of the day, Manan, took us through the information about social media. The general evaluator report was very detailed, and I loved the aura over here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Pragya. I think I've missed one guest, guest Shubham. Hi, Shubham. I think you have joined in mid of the session. Could you please unmute yourself? I think he's not there. So let's move further. Now it's award time. So any guesses for best speaker?
Both were equally
Very
good.
difficult. Yes.
Difficult.
Both of the speeches were very good.
Both were best.
But any wild guess?
Let's have a divide and rule.
Well, award for best speaker goes to Toastmaster Priyanka. Many, many congratulations.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, now we can move to next. Best table topic speaker.
Toastmaster Himani. Toastmaster Veena.
Table topic speaker. I really wonder. I'm surprised to see.
Our guest Vivek. And our Toastmaster guest Pragya.
Pragya.
All right.
That's
So
all
I think everyone
what I would say.
has given their best performance, but we have one winner, who is none other than our VP Education, Toastmaster Jyoti, for best table topic speaker.
Thank you so
many,
much.
Many congratulations. You're always an inspiration for all of us.
Thank you. I wish I feel
Okay,
that I better.
Yeah, thank you. Now we can move to next best auxiliary role pair.
Again, a tough competition. All equally good.
Okay, tough competition between
Himani, Jyoti, Veena ma'am.
All right. So best award for best auxiliary role player goes to Toastmaster Himani. Yay!
Congratulations.
Thank you. Now we have best evaluators. So can you please help me with the best evaluator name? I don't have the name for this.
Toastmaster Purnima and Master Rajesh.
Both.
Yeah, but Ritesh, now you need to tell us the winner. Award for best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Ritesh. Announce.
Toastmaster
Yes,
Arunima.
award for best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Arunima. Huge congratulations to you, Arunima.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Arunima.
Last but not the least, we have award for best role player.
Toastmaster Manan wins hands down.
Do we need even a guess?
Oh, Toastmaster Manan.
Yeah.
That one person has put
I
like
think
immense effort.
Yeah, I'm observing that every time he takes the role and he takes back the winner award. So this time as well. So award for best role player goes to our very own Toastmaster Manan.
Congratulations.
Many congratulations to you.
Manan.
Thank you so much, guys. I think I'm in competition with TM Jyoti and TM Himani because for self-awarding themselves. So that's like the inspiration to work on.
So huge congratulations to all the winners. You did a wonderful job. In fact, everyone has done for making this meeting a great success. Thank you for your participation. And let's wrap up the meeting with our signature slogan. So who can recite for me or on everyone's behalf? Can I have raise of hands?
Leaders don't stop until they're on the top, I think. And
Yes,
we to
everyone
lead
remembers it now. I think Toastmaster Himani, we should give Toastmaster Sujay and Toastmaster Rajesh both an opportunity.
Yeah. So on count of 3, both of you will speak. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
And we to lead
winners don't stop until
winners don't stop until
they are on
they're on the top.
Winners don't stop until they are on top.
Speakers don't stop until they're on the top.
Okay. Let me just
Leaders
help
don't
you.
stop until they're on the top.
All right. In Weave to Lead, leaders don't stop
Leaders don't
until
stop
they are on
until
the
they're on
top.
the top.
And guys, I never asked you all, who are these leaders we are talking about?
Us?
It's us.
Yes.
Who are the leaders?
All of us.
All of us.
So it's not speakers, it's leaders.
That's leaders.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank
See you
you.
next.
Thank you.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank
so
you.
much, guys.